Afternoon, everybody. How are we all? Hope you're all hope you can see and hear me okay. You let me know if the sound's okay. Hi Jasmine, hi Debbie, hi Patricia, hi Connie, hi Carol, Lorraine, hi Val, hi Carol, hi Claire, hi Button Snudder, hi Sue, hi Helen, hi Lynn. Hi Sharon, sounds good, thanks Val. Thanks Jackie, hi Pat, hi Janet, hi Linda, hi Hazel. Hi Margaret, glad you're here. Hope you're feeling a bit better. Hi Deborah. Hi Linda. Hi Jean. Oh dear, I hope he feels better soon, Connie. That's not nice. Men don't make the best patients. So I hope you all managed to buy what you wanted. 20% discount was on, which is finished now. That finished last night at about 11:59, just before midnight. So I hope you will manage to take advantage of the 20% off plus your 10% club discount. You won't get many like that very often. Still sniffly. And are you testing negative yet though, Margaret? That's the thing. Fingers crossed it won't be long. Hi Chris. Cold but sunny Suffolk. Yes, it's very cold here. Bright sunshine, but very, very cold. So I've got a jumper on today. Hi Lavon from the USA. Not seen that name before, so welcome if it's your first time. Hi. Not yet. Oh dear. Well, fingers crossed it won't be long, Margaret. And then you can have him back home where he belongs. I always think you do better at home, don't you, than in hospital. But hi Sandy. Hi Linda. Hi Jane. Gosh, there are a lot of you here today, so thank you very much for joining me. So today I'm going to be giving you a little bit of an insight into the fabulous, gorgeous Lily of the Valley collection. Oh, you've got a cough as well, Pat. That's no good, is it? Fortunately, I've got a bit of wood. Fortunately, I haven't had anything. And I'm just touching a bit of wood so that I don't bring it on Hi Angie. Hi Julie. Right, yeah, so as I say, I'm going to be using this gorgeous Lily of the Valley set. I'm doing 2 cards and I'm doing them both from scratch, as it were. So one card will be with these 2 and then the other card will be with the background. I'm also going to be using some of the fabulous new sentiment stamps. I've stamped some out so that I can use them on future projects, but I've just stamped them out just to show you how beautiful they stamp. Cold in West Yorkshire, I bet it is. Oh. How many more weeks are you in plaster? I'm assuming you're in plaster, Jan. Hope it's not too long. Hi Tina, no worries, we haven't really started. Hi Andrea. Hi Nikki. Hi Beverly. Oh Lorraine, I'm so sorry. Take care. Right, so those are the main sets that I'm using today, okay? Our lovely Lisa is on her way to Create and Craft because she's on very, very early in the morning. And these are just some of the other things that I've used on today's cards. Okay, so I've used the nested scalloped and stitched rectangles. I have left you the QR code up here, there, for the website, for Lisa's website, just in case you want to go and have a look, see if any of them are in stock, if you wanted to grab any. I've used the fabulous Crackle stamp on one of the cards, just in the background. I've used the postage rectangles, and that's mainly to cut out my sentiments that I've stamped up. And I've used the nested stitch bubble ovals on my other card. Okay, so not too many things that I've used, although looking at my desk you wouldn't believe it because it looks like a bomb's hit it at the moment. I'll just put those out of the way. I'm going to use my Ultimate 2 today. So the first card that I'm going to do is going to be using the background set. Okay, I do love this set. It's just gorgeous. So I'm going to use my this is the nested stitch rectangles. I've already cut my piece out, and I'm going to place it down on my tacky mat so that I can just keep it in the same place and just use my stencils. Now, the first thing I always do when I get my stencils is go and find the numbers, and I use my Sharpie pen, my black Sharpie, just to mull the numbers. That way I know as soon as I pick them up I've got them the right way round, because if I don't do that, I know what I'm like. I'll turn them upside down and use them wrong, and then you've spoilt everything. So on these background ones, the numbers are in different places. Normally they're all in one corner, but because of the pattern on this, obviously the numbers have to go where there's a little bit of a space, so you'll find them in different places on these background ones. Okay, but they are all there. All right, not in plaster, having to wear a brace. Ooh, 8 weeks in. Oh well, as you say, light at the end of the tunnel, Jan. Keep smiling. I know it doesn't feel like you want to most of the time, but keep smiling. So we're gonna go in with the background stencils on this first card. Okay, and you can see that my rectangle sits beautifully inside that sort of what size are they? A6 stencils, 5x7 embossing folder. Okay, so first off I'm going to go in with Margarita. I absolutely adore Margarita. It is my favourite green out of the whole collection. I love this. I'm going to use my stencil brushes just because the apertures on this set are quite small, especially these branches that are in the background. So I am going to go in with the stencil brush as opposed to the Wonder brushes. I will probably use the Wonder brushes on all the others because I don't think the apertures are quite this small. So I'm literally just adding my ink down, and I'm not worried about, Lisa said on Friday night I hadn't used my tacky mat because I wanted to keep it clean. She knows me so well, but you know, you've got to get it dirty at some point, so you might just as well get on with it. It's not going to spoil the tacky mat, it's not going to stop it working, so you might just as well go with the flow, as it were. So you can see how quick this is. Doesn't take any time at all. And there are, was it 6 stencils with this set? And like I've said to you before, you know, with Lisa's stencils, if you need 2, you'll get 2. If you need 6, you'll get 6. If you need 12, you'll get 12. You will get just what you need to make it look fabulous. Okay, I'm just going to go back and just go over those couple of little places that hadn't quite caught properly. Okay, so that's layer 1. Layer 2, we're going to start and do the flowers. And what I would suggest is, until you get used to what you're doing, I would keep the packaging with you, because that will indicate to you where you are. So like these little things up here, it will show you where you are with them and what sort of colours you might do them, right? If you don't want to keep it by you, you don't have to keep it by you. It's just a little might help. Okay, so I'm going to go in next with my pina colada. I have got the juicy pineapple, but I find the pina colada is a lot softer yellow than the juicy pineapple, and that's what I wanted for this card. So, and you'll notice I'm using the Ultimate 2, and I've got in here the piece that comes with the rotating stamping tool. Okay, and I've got that underneath here, and I have to say it is a genius piece of kit. You know, you might look at it and think, oh, what do I want that for? Don't need that. But when you're stamping with the Ultimate 2, it makes a huge difference. It really does. It's well worth it. It's a cracking bit of kit and fabulously thought out, as of course all of Lisa's stuff is. She just has that knack of putting stuff together and knowing exactly what you need. Okay, so that's that layer. Dead quick again. And my card isn't moving. And I wanted this to be really sort of soft colours, okay? And the reason I'm doing soft colours is because of the background matte layer that I've got on my card, all right? So it's sort of a dirty cream, if you like, but it's like a very pale, very, very pale, tanny, biscuity colour, all right? So again, I'm going in here with, now I think I'll do straw hat here, because I do want a little bit of differentiation in the colour on there. So I'm going to go in with straw hat. And again, another beautifully soft colour. It's quite, you need quite a few layers. If you want it to really, really stand out, then you'll need quite a few layers, because it is a really soft, gentle colour. Another one of my favourites, but don't I say that with all of Lisa's all of Lisa's products. As they come out, I gain a new favourite every time she brings out a new release. But I think we're probably all the same with that, aren't we? So again, dead quick to get coverage with this, and this is where I'm using the Wonder Brushes, because they give you a quicker coverage rather than the stencil brushes. Because the stencil brushes are sort of quite narrow, it's going to take you quite a bit longer to get your coverage down on your stencils. So really I'm using the Wonder Brushes for speed for today, primarily because I'm doing 2 cards and I don't want to keep you here all day. So just finish that layer off. Make sure that the colour is the same all over. Always worth just going back over if you're not 100% certain, because with this sort of colour, you're really not going to saturate your card with this colour, because it's so beautifully soft. I mean, look at that. How gorgeous is that? Such a beautiful colour. Might actually add a little bit of coral beach in. So I'm going to do straw hat again, okay, and then where these flowers here have got like an extra layer on top of what I've already put down for straw hat, I'm going to go in with coral beach just to make it a little bit, sort of stand out a little bit more. Okay, so we'll do the straw hat first, and then I'll have to reach out the coral beach because I wasn't going to use that, but it's only just behind me, so I'll just go across the whole of this stencil with this straw hat, and then go back and I'll use a stencil brush just to do the flowers, sort of the more detail on the flowers, so that there's a darker colour on top of that straw hat. Okay, so just come down to the bottom, and then I'll just reach out my coral beach. I don't want to go too heavy with the coral beach because I don't want to overpower this colour, so just bear with. Just reach out that coral beach, just move that out of the way and put that up there. And then I will go in with a stencil brush here because I just want to pick out really the ones that have got a bit more detail on top of a layer of straw hat. Okay, so this will take a little bit longer, but I don't mind because it's still really, really quick. I don't mind if I sort of overshoot and go on top of some of the others. It's not going to make a great deal of difference. You're not going to look at it afterwards and think, oh, look, I've gone over the lines there. It really won't. Honestly, I've got that many favourites. Right, so that's that. Oh yeah, I like that. Purdy. Purdy, purdy. So then these have got more detail on them again, and then these are like the base flowers again. So I'm going to go over these again with that coral beach because I just want it all to match and look really pretty. I mean, I'm not a pretty person. Don't like sort of really girly stuff. But I think there's always a place for it. It is a really nice colour, isn't it, Val? It's so versatile as well, you know. It's a really good base for a lot of colours. So we'll just finish the detail on these, and then we can go over with the straw hat on the others. And I will go back to the Wonder Brush because it's not going to make any difference if I do go over the coral beach. I think it will just darken it up a bit. Make sure I use the right brush. Otherwise it could be a bit of a car crash. And come in with a bright yellow on top of everything else, it'll look awful. So again, we're just filling in those base flowers, and then the next layer will be the detail on those base flowers. So we'll go back in there with that coral beach just to put the details in. And it just goes to show you don't have to go, you know, heavy colours all the time for your embossing folders to really stand out. Okay, so that's that one. Oh, I like this. I like this a lot. So this is layer 6, so this is the last layer. So again, you can see there are sort of details over smaller flowers, and then you've got some extra little bits here. with those, I'm going to go in with that pina colada. I'm going to use my stencil brush, and I'm just going to highlight those little pieces in a different colour, like so. Okay, so do that one first, put that back, and then we can, oops, wrong colour, no it isn't, and then we can go back with that Coral Beach over that straw hat for the detail again. And you can see how quick this is. You know, the beauty, and I've said it before, I know, but the beauty of the peg system is it makes your stenciling, your lining up so quick and easy. Is this a new stencil? Karen Biddle, indeed it is. Been avoiding. It's no good avoiding, Karen, we'll find you eventually. Yes, this one is released on the 19th of January. It's my birthday, that is. On Create and Craft, Dawn Wheeler is doing the launch show for the Weekender for Lisa, because obviously Lisa is at Sandown on the Saturday, and Lisa will have these at Sandown as well. So TV on the 19th, should be available sometime during the day, I think, on the 19th on TV. I like that. And it will be obviously at a bundle price. I'm sure the bundle will be this one, the stencils and the embossing folder, and the flower and the embossing folder with the die might be the bundle, and then I think the bows might be separate. Well, I'm hoping the bows are separate because I haven't got those, so I need those. Okay, so there's my stenciling, and I just think that looks so beautiful. Now I am going to emboss it because I just think it's worth it, and I just think it's such a beautiful folder. Why wouldn't you? So now I've just got to find where to line it up, because obviously I've sort of used the middle of the stencil. I just need to make sure that I'm lining it up as best I can before I run it through. I think that's pretty much it. So just bear with while I run it through. There we go. How beautiful is that? It's just gorgeous. So this is my base card, and like I said, I've got that sort of biscuity colour on the background. Bows, yes, bows. They are gorgeous, Karen. In fact, if you think of this, but think of it with tiny little bows all over it, that's what it's like, and it is gorgeous, and it matches the bow on. Bear with. It matches this bow, so they all look like this. Can you see that? They all look like that in sort of different positions all over the embossing folder. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so yeah. So then I'm going to put this on here. Now I am going to 3D it because I think it's worth it. And I've just put a new roll of 3D pads in my box. So I must order a new roll. I always like to keep one in reserve, because you know me and my 3D pads. I do tend to use quite a few, but then that's because I don't like to see the cards sag in the middle. Oh, is it your birthday on the 19th as well, Nikki? Oh, share a birthday. Bet you're a bit younger than me though. Hi Donna. Yes, they do look fabulous, Donna, I've got to be honest. It's they are a definite must have. What this does, I suppose it does really. Thanks, Val. So I'll just pop these on the back, and then I can put this down on my base card, and then all I've got to do is just add the sentiment, and then we can move on to the actual little bouquet, which is just so darling. It's beautiful. I love Lily of the Valley. I didn't badger Lisa for Lily of the Valley at all. In fact, I hardly mentioned it. You ask her. So I'll just whip these off here quick. Oh, this is a good roll of pads. These backings come off really easily. Some do, some don't. But then it might be because I've got the box near a radiator, so it might be my own fault. So I know it's boring watching this bit, sorry. But I can't put the pads on before I've done the stenciling. Yeah, her plates aren't out yet, Karen. But it's a watch this space and she'll tell you as soon as they are. Okay, so then I just need to decide which way up I want it, because this card is going landscape. So I'm just going to pop that on there like so. Try and get it as central as I can, like that. And then, now I could have put my pads on here, I apologise. And I'm just going to pop the sentiment onto the middle of the card. Job done. Such an easy card, and one that you can adapt with all sorts of colours. You know, you don't have to use the traditional Lily of the Valley colours. You can get pink Lily of the Valleys. Did you know that? I didn't. I just googled Lily of the Valley, and up they popped. Nice, beautiful pink Lily of the Valley. Really pretty. So then that's just going on there in the centre, like so. Job done. How easy, but how beautiful does that look? Don't you think? Yes, it was my my nan's favourite flower, and I just love it. I just think it's so delicate, so pretty. So yeah. Now this is one of my favourites, but this is one of my favourites because it's a favourite flower. Apart from the fact that it's Lisa's product. So that's the background. Okay, and I just love that. I think that is absolutely adorable. And then we will do, there's my embossing folder, we will do the bouquet. Okay, I'll put that to one side, so I don't want to spoil it. Get my piece of card. This is Lisa's white texture card. And then just place my piece of card so that I can get all of this on. So it's fit inside there like that. And I'm putting it on my tacky mat, so hopefully it won't move. Okay. Now these are going to be sort of a pale blue. Okay. I don't know whether you can get pale blue Lily of the Valley. I'm not sure. If I put that, that's a good idea, Carol. Never thought of that. But knowing my luck, something would go wrong, so I'll just stick with taking them all off. Right, so again, I'm going to go not too heavy with the colour. I want it to be blue, but I don't want it to be overly blue. Okay, so for that I'm going to use Surf's Up, because I do think that the Surf's Up blue is one of the nicest blues out there. In fact, I don't think I'll use the Wonder brush. I think I'll use the stencil brush. And then I can take a lot of the colour off on my stencil. And I've got some colour to work with. Okay, so I'm going quite soft here. And then these up here, I'm going to go yellow, okay? So I'm going to stick with the pina colada rather than the juicy pineapple because I can. I'm not going to actually re-ink the brush to start with. See how much I've got. And then maybe come a little bit heavier. Because I do want the yellow to stand out, but like not sort of smack you in the face, if you know what I mean. Okay, and again, if you want to, just keep the picture with the packaging next to you, just so that you can follow which leaves are where, and you know, centres and all that sort of thing. You don't have to, but you can if you want to. So now I'm going on to the greens. Just put those to one side. I'm going to go in with Margarita on this. Shall I use Margarita on the first lot? Oh no, decisions. Yeah, well, we'll go Margarita. As I can always go over with a woodland moss or something if I don't think it's dark enough. But we can go quite heavy here, because there'll be veins added to these leaves as well afterwards, and I can go with a darker green on those, just to sort of dull it down if I need to. Okay, so that's the base of my leaves, and then obviously I've got the detail on the bow here, so I'm going to come back in with that Surf's Up, and again I can go a little bit heavier here because this is going to add my detail and I want this to stand out against that background. See, I like that. That just shows up all those beautiful creases. I think that's gorgeous. Can you imagine a whole page of those bows? Outstanding. Okay, so number 3. Now we're coming in here with some more leaves. I think I'm going to just stick with Margarita for this one, and then I'll use the woodland moss for the detail on the leaves. So we'll come in here and down that little stem there. And again, like I said, I'm using the stencil brushes because some of these apertures are quite narrow, but the stencil brushes really do seek out those apertures beautifully. Okay. Yeah, I like that. These are so pretty. Now I think, shall I stick with Margarita or shall I go with a light woodland moss? No. Do what you said, Dawn. Stick with the Margarita. And then what I can do is I can go back in and I can add a little bit of shading, so like underneath the leaves with the woodland moss, just to give it a little bit of shadow underneath those leaves. Okay, so that's that. Not sure if you can hear anything in the background. I'm not sure what my husband's doing, but I might have to beat him with a big stick in a bit. So I'm just going to come up gently on the edges of those leaves there, just to give a little bit of shadow on the underside of those leaves. Okay, and then again up there on those stems, like so. All right, yeah, like that. Now we're coming into the little flowers, and again these are going to be sort of blue, but again really quite a soft blue. So I'm coming in with my Wonder Brush because I think I can get a softer, better poor Graham, nothing Connie, a softer coverage with the Wonder Brushes than I can with the stencil brushes. Just depends how heavy handed you are, I suppose. If you've got a really light touch, then you should be okay. Actually, I have to take it back. I don't think it's him. I think it's outside. So I'll have to eat my words now. Yeah, I like that. Soft, but you know, they're there. So again, I've got these little sort of buds, I suppose, here, and I'm going to go back in with that pina colada on those, and then I'm going to go back and do those flowers with the surface up a little bit heavier. I'm doing the yellow first so that hopefully they don't turn green when I go back in with that that blue. So I might use my stencil brush here just because it's a smaller surface area than the Wonder Brush, and I really don't want to make those yellow bits green. So you can see I haven't re-inked this brush from the first time I used it. I might add a little bit more in a sec, just see what I end up with. I might have to add a little bit more. Yeah, so I'll just add a little tiny bit of blue, take it off on here, and then I've got plenty to work with, because I want this detail to stand out, because otherwise it just won't look right. So stencil brushes are perfect for this because it means I can avoid those little yellow bits. Yeah, like that. Then I can come in with the detail on my leaves. Now this is where I will use the woodland moss. So this is going to put all that fabulous detail onto those leaves. And then a little bit on the stalks in the background, because obviously some of that stalk is in shadow. I'll just have a quick look. So I'm going to go a little bit darker up here and along here, just so that you can see it stand out a little bit more, because otherwise it's just not going to be enough. So you can always go in and add more, but unfortunately when it's down you can't take it away. I suppose you could go over with a white and soften it down a bit. It's up to you. I might just do that a little bit darker. Yeah, that's better. Okay, I know it looks sort of picky, but I think it's well worth it. So now I'm going to go into the middles of those flowers, and I'm going to use that pina colada, and I'm going to go quite heavy here. I'm going to go on top of those other little yellow pieces as well, and again I can go quite heavy just so that they stand out. And then when you've got little tiny apertures like in the centres of these flowers, sometimes it's better to dab than go around in circles, just to get the ink through those tiny little apertures. Now this will turn a little bit green on the centres of these flowers, but I don't think it will matter, because obviously I'm putting yellow ink on top of blue ink, so it is going to go a little bit green, but I don't think it'll matter. I think that looks fabulous. I'm really quite pleased with that. So then all I need to do is cut it out. If I bring it up to the camera a little bit so that you can see it better. So you can just about see those centres in those flowers. I just think it's that sort of detail, that attention to detail is what makes Lisa's stencils stand apart from the rest of the field, I think. Just absolutely stunning. So we're going to die cut it with the die. So I'm just going to line this up on here. got a little bit of tape here so that it doesn't move. And just take a couple of minutes just to line it up, because you don't want to spend all that time, not that it was hours, but you don't want to spend time doing all that stenciling and making it look beautiful to then die cut it wrong. So just take a few minutes to line it up before you die cut it. Okay, so I'll just run this through. Bear with. And then we will emboss it, so then I'll just need to run it through again to emboss it. Okay, how gorgeous is that? I love that. And what did I do with the embossing folder? It's here somewhere. Ah, got it. Okay, so then just line it up with in your embossing folder. Make sure you've got it the right way around. Obviously it's only going to emboss one way. Pop in, and then what I do is line up sort of like this bit here, and then move the rest around till it sits in the right place. Okay, like so. And we'll just run that through. Okay, so just pop that out of there, put that to one side. Look at that, how gorgeous is that? And look at the deboss. The deboss is amazing, just the detail in that, and the detail that's on the deboss is exactly the same as the detail on the emboss. Do you know what I mean? There is as much on both sides. It's fabulous, absolutely fabulous. Okay, so that's my main flower. So then I'm going to put it on my card. Just get my front piece. So you can see here that I've used the nested stitch bubble ovals, and I've already die cut the bubble in a dark blue. And in the background here, I've just used the ink that was on my Wonder Brush, the Surf's Up, and I've just brushed ink into the background in opposite corners. Okay, and then I've used that beautiful crackle stamp, and all I've done is second generation stamped it. So I've inked it up, stamped it onto a piece of paper, and then stamped it onto the card. And that way you get, and it's in the same ink, same Surf's Up, and that way you get more of a suggestion of the stamp in the background, rather than it being a little bit sort of in your face. I don't want it to stand out, because I want it to be a bit of interest in the background, but I don't want it to detract from the main image. You with me? So this is, and then again, when I've cut this circular oval here, I've just used the same ink and I've just brushed around the edge just to tie everything in. All right, and then this is going on here like this, and I just think that looks amazing. But then I need a sentiment, so I've used the mini sentiments that Lisa bought out, which are on Create and Craft tomorrow with Lisa, and I've just stamped up several little sentiments. I'll show you done in a second. And again, I've gone round the edge with my same blue ink so that it all sort of ties in. Okay, so I'm going to pop this down here, and I'm going to use my 3D glue gel for this. Apart from anything else, it's a bit quicker, and it means I can get whatever depth I want. I can make it stand up a little bit. I can make it sit flatter without it being totally flat, if you know what I mean. The 3D glue gel does come in really useful. I don't use it that often actually anymore, but it will save on my pads as well. So I'll just pop this down here, like so. And then I'm going to do the same with the sentiment in a minute. So pop that on there like that. And then this is going, which side? This side, I think, is going here. I mean, if you wanted to, you could put that at more of an angle, but I'm not going to now. So I'm just going to pop my 3D glue gel on here. And of course, using the glue gel means I can have it all the same level. Are you with me? With the pads, it means adding a couple of layers if you want it all the same level, but you can sort of press down on the sentiment with the glue gel to make it all the level that you want. Okay, so then I'm just going to add that down there like so, and then it's going to be level because it's glue gel and I can make it level. Okay, so there you go. So there's the two that I've done today, one with the background and one with the main image. If you wanted to do the background and image on top as well, you can do. But I did do one in proper colours. Bear with. Because Lily of the Valley is meant to be white, isn't it? So I did do one that is sort of mainly white and that beautiful limey green. And you can see I've used a couple of different greens here. And then I've used one of the sentiment strips, again, which are on TV tomorrow. And I've just stamped a load of those out, ready to cut out. And again, I've done the same in the background because I think this looks fabulous. And I pinched the idea off Val, but I have had permission. She did say I could. So thanks, Val. But I think that, for me, that is Lily of the Valley. Do you know, it's so iconic, a Lily of the Valley, isn't it? And I just had to do one in the right colours. But having said that, I do like the other one in non-traditional colours. Okay, but the other sentiments that I stamped out, which I can use on other projects, and really I've only just picked out one of the sort of additional sentiments that goes with the main one, just to show you how different they all are. But they stamp so beautifully. I don't want to put that on top of my glue gel. They're just so crisp. What I would say is I probably wouldn't stamp them onto texture card, linen card, you know, because the texture is so detailed and quite deep that you are going to get sort of not a crisp stamp. All right. So this is done on Lisa's super smooth white card because it gives that really crisp stamped image. So you can see you can make them as big or as small as you want to, with a lot of the different dyes that Lisa's got in her arsenal, as it were. And you can make them look totally different. So you could just use one of these on its own, or you could sort of use the happy and the birthday on a card. There are so many different ways of using these fabulous sentiments. And like I say, they are on TV tomorrow, so I'm sure they will be in a bundle price. So, you know, if you haven't already got them, really, really do consider them, because they are going to be so useful for so many different projects. They really are. They're super set. And these, I've just stamped them in lots of different colours. So I've put them all on my Ultimate, and I've put a piece of card down and I've just stamped them in different colours, so that you've just got a wealth of sentiments ready to use on different cards using different colours. They're absolutely fabulous. Well worth an investment, I think. So there's 3 of my Lily of the Valley cards. An absolutely stunning set to buy. and one that I really don't think you'll regret buying. Not that you'd ever regret buying anything of Lisa's, why would you? But it is just so beautiful. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you like the cards. Thank you, Pat. Excuse me. Thank you, Hazel. It is a lovely font. That squiggly font is just perfect, and I love to mix the two. I think they just look outstanding. So there you go. I will love you and leave you there. Thank you so much for joining me once again. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope to see you back here on Thursday. No idea what I'm doing yet, but I'm sure I'll come up with something. So don't forget to watch Lisa tomorrow. She's on very early, 7 a.m, and then again at 11 a.m. Claire's with you tomorrow at 2. I will be back with you on Thursday at 1. And then Dawn Wheeler will be launching the Weekender. I think it's 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock. And then Lisa's at Sandown on Saturday. So if any of you are going, I hope you have a fabulous day. I think Miriam's going, so you'll be able to say hello to Miriam as well. So have a fabulous week, and I will see you on Thursday. Take care of yourselves, everybody. Connie, I hope Peter gets better very soon. So I'll see you very soon, people. Thanks for joining me. Bye now.